Hello everyone, this is Andre Gameplays and welcome back to the channel. Oh, it's been a good while since I last uploaded, I believe. Actually, last month. Yeah, 4 weeks without a video on this channel. The last one is a time waster, I'm pretty sure. Um, why did I take a break? I have no real excuse. Just I was generally quite uh I didn't feel like doing YouTube, for lack of a better word, a phrase, but that's genuinely what happened. I didn't feel like doing YouTube or anything. But I've come past that. The exams are over, which is like I've used the exams as what, 3 times as an excuse for not uploading in a long while. Anyways, but we're back. We're playing Air RB on Berlin. This is against the Germans, as you'd expect Berlin to be, unless it's alternate history, which is Russia versus the Allies. But it's not. It's us versus the Germans. We're gonna be facing German jets, 262s, 229s, Zeratos, in our beautiful, trusty Spitfire Mk22. A Spitfire Mark 22, it's quite an interesting machine because it's worse to a degree than the Spitfire Mark 24. It's not actually. It's a bit of like decreased performance, but a point 0.4 BR lower, which effectively means it can fight 5.3s, which are German props. And this thing is deadly against those. The climb rate, the turn time, the overall handling is absolutely amazing. And the dive speed is pretty good. You can catch up to AFK Horton 229s. And if you load Stealth up, which is usually the best belt for the Hispanos, air targets are also real neat. You can get yourself a free kill, pretty much. Now, saying as this is an energy fighter, no longer a turn fighter as the earlier Spits were, it relies primarily on fighting in the vertical. So that's what we're doing. We're boom and zooming. We just executed a nice boom and zoom on an unaware Horton 229, and we're now preparing to engage this. Actually, we were gonna go for the 262, but the 229 popped up at higher altitude. Altitude is priority always in aerialistic battles. Besides climbing, you want to go for the most dangerous threats as soon as possible. These are the highest flying planes and generally the strongest performance-wise. Now this Horton 29 is turning here. He's not actually forcing a head-on by the looks of it. He's just diving into the action. We're gonna latch onto his 6. He's not really doing much to prevent that from happening. Spray a bit, no shots, and we're gonna re-engage the 262 because he's slower. He's been dogfighting our props, so I'm not expecting much of that guy to be an actual fight. A 262, especially a jet that doesn't maneuver well, like, and the 262 does maneuver well for a jet, but for a prop, it has stands no chance in maneuvering engagement with a prop. And that guy got himself killed. He got low, he got slow, and turned fighting 3 props. So a slow jet is a dead jet, and sure enough, that guy dies. Now, the Horton 229 that was previously at altitude, at my altitude, is now a whole kilometer above, which is gonna be a little issue, but not quite. He's diving on me. What he's got is a better top speed, arguably the same turn rate, but he compresses. He compresses at high speed. The Horton cannot pull G's, and that's the third kill of the game. Yes, I'm aware that technically that doesn't count as a kill because no kill feed and no stats reasons no kill, but I forced him into that maneuver by performing what's known as a canopy roll and forcing him to roll basically into the ground. And there you go. You see me bragging about my try hard. Not really try hard. Just bragging that I killed the Horton without actually using any bullets, which is quite efficient indeed. Now, you saw that 262 make a pass at me. He misses. I tried to get him, try to spray him down as he's zooming away. Doesn't happen. Now we're gonna be re-engaging the climb because this plane needs altitude. If you're fighting jets, you're basically in need of an altitude advantage, otherwise you're just not gonna be able to catch them. And that's the problem about fighting jets. You'd think that fighting a jet in a prop would be like super difficult. The jet is super fast, and you just can't get shots off. Like all the maneuvering in the world doesn't happen if you can't get guns on target for long enough of a period of time. And it is true to a certain extent, but not quite. You see, the jet only has you in top speed, and that's the same for pretty much all top tier props like the LA9 at 6.0, the Griffin Spitfires, the Mark 22, and the Mark 24, and the F-84B Bearcat, the Tiger Cat, the Japanese N1K and Kai 84. You'd think, you'd be mistaken to believe that fighting jets is actually more difficult. But to a certain extent, I believe it's not. It's actually quite a lot easier because you see, the jet only has to make one mistake. He makes that mistake, he's out. He's simply not going to have the acceleration to get away from your prop, just gaining speed forever and ever. Now, our team spotted an Me262 A1U4 in this region killing ground targets. So that's what we're doing. We're getting our plane into position. I'm trying to just pretty much just make out a dot, if anything. Try to spot him as soon as possible. And he's an A1U4, but I'm I'm not taking any chances. I don't want to underestimate any opponent because that 50 mil cannon is still a 50 mil cannon, regardless of like ballistics or round uh not not round of fire, rate of fire. Yes, my English tongue goof there. And another topic that's worth discussing with the Mark, actually the Spitfires in general, the thing guzzles up fuel like there is no tomorrow, and you'll see me actually a bit later on not really be limited, or actually I was kind of limited by the fuel. The thing just guzzles up fuel and the engine overheats pretty rapidly. Now, if you use manual engine controls like me, you're not gonna you can somewhat negate this issue with the overheating, but the part with just the thing drinking so much fuel that it's basically like on 10 minutes on web, you can't really do much about it. And that was lucky. That was me being extremely lucky that ME262 made a perfect bait in stalling after me and making sure I keep my nose pointed straight up. And I don't know if he knew he had reinforcements coming, but Mr. 260, you might want to get a bit better aim because that literally got your teammate killed. Not actually wanting to call names or anything. The 30mm cannons are pretty hard to lead, but not that hard. Just stalling plane. You don't have to do much. Now, we're basically just returning to base here. I'll skip it to where we actually... no, let's first... Yeah, let's watch this engagement. I try to pull after the 262, but there, again, that lack of speed just... pretty much just renders me ineffective against him because he has an altitude advantage. I don't have the altitude to really like catch him in any meaningful way. He's a 262. He has those two jumbo engines that are ridiculously powerful. Like can get it to 840, 850 in a straight line, which is nothing to sneeze at. Like really. Now we're returning to base here, and let me just I'll just basically skip it for a bit. But I do want you to see the landing process. There we go. You can see I'm trying to slow down the plane. doing some maneuvers. So I try to lose a bit of energy. The engine is absolutely overheating, and the fuel is flashing red, which means I'm under 2 minutes. And that was a pretty good time to return to base, as far as I'm concerned. So that's what we're doing. We're cutting throttle. Actually, putting throttle back here so I don't crash into any trees. Just maneuvering. Uh, Also the flap. This brings me on to the flaps. The flaps on all Spitfires have only two settings: raised and landing. The raised one is pretty self-explanatory. They're raised and they don't act much. But the landing flaps, you gotta be very, very careful of your flap usage because these flaps rip really easily. I believe 220 to 240 is where the high speed retract flaps thing starts flashing up and you're actually in danger of losing flaps. And losing flaps is quite a big deal. You need them. You can also use them very effectively by basically just tapping, so you can kind of give yourself combat flaps, but not really. So they don't rip, but you don't lose as much speed. And they are very useful for just at the apex of the turn, pop the flaps, pop them back in, and just try and it's not a massive advantage, but it's nice to have. So we're taking back off here, going back into the fight, and if I check the player statistics, well, not statistics, pretty much tab and see whoever is left. It's basically 1262 and one Arado B, and it's another plane that's landed somewhere. And our team isn't looking that much greater either. We have only three fighters, me, the I-1, the I-225, the F-8F-1B, versus, um, granted it is only one fighter. They might actually be two, but no, not sure. Don't see it on the little thingy on my Sony Vegas. No, it is two. No, it's not two fighters. I'm pretty sure it might be, but I don't know. So skip a bit. There we go. We made our way to some altitude, and we can see clearly that the Me-262, no, the I-22, it was indeed two fighters. So the I-225 shoots down one of the 262s, and now the other 262 that was remaining is just the, uh, latching onto the I-2256 and boom and zooming him. So me trying to be a good fella, a good Samaritan, try to make my way over there before the I-2225 dies. But spoiler alert, it's gonna be too late. I don't think he'll make it. So just engaging Serato B here. Quick crit. Sparkles all over that wing, and I initially thought he might be going down, but nah, he doesn't appear to be. So there we go, the I-225 has been shot down to my disgraced teammate, and I'm now trying to get my revenge. Latch onto the 262, a bunch of bad aim because I'm bad at the game and I can't aim, and I basically just pull up and down and up and down and up and down. But good news, I got reinforcements coming. Oh, but what reinforcements those are? That is an F8F1B French that decided an Arado B2, which mind you doesn't even have guns, is a more dangerous and worthy target than the Me-262 that's currently making a B-pass at our TU2. And me being the first one to crit this guy, I believe should be my kill, because it should. Uh, and he's not focusing on the proper targets. He should be going for the 262, but fair enough. Yeah, you shoot your R though. I'm not gonna bother. Now I do spot the greater danger. I know the 262 is more powerful, and I also know he's not too good at pulling head-ons. Now That's kill number 5, by the way. Now, I tried to make a 6 kill, but the F8F1B has him. I'm getting pretty salty in chat because he did kind of steal my kill. I was the one to crit him, and he wasn't a priority target anyways. But that's quite a nice result. 6 kills. Well, only 5 really, but I'm gonna call them 6 kills because makes for good title, kill hungry bastards, and a prop against jet fighters. That goes to show just the power of the super prop and how salty I can be team killing after the match. Onto the results screen. I'm not gonna go through all the trophies you can get, but I do hope you lads enjoy this. I have some more content like this coming on Close Air Support, and my name has been Andre Gameplays, and see ya.